Hey people, welcome to the channel, and in this case maybe something a little bit different. I've seen this channel before, I've analyzed some of this guy's videos before, and I see one that's kind of on the same topic, so you know what, let's do it again. As always, if you enjoy the content of the channel, you want to subscribe, do so. You have the button over there. You have my books as well, Surviving the Economic Collapse and Through Survival Skills, 2 books that will help you get a lot better prepared for everything, life in general. At least that's the way I try to, go into this thing of preparedness for realistic things, for things that are likely to happen, things that are inevitable to happen. Basically, it's not just about surviving, it's about having a good quality of life, because what's the point of being alive if you're not enjoying it, if you're not, having a good life? Just being alive, you might as well be in a fucking cell. Everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about anything at all. Not much living, right? Let's listen to some of the regrets that some people have.
That you made, or a big regret that you have that taught you a valuable lesson in your life.
My haste to get married, and it backfired, really.
I don't have any children. I did regret it, of course.
Very few things in life are worth fighting over, but one sees the end coming.
It took me quite a long time to realize that.
In this video, I'll be in Montreal, Canada, asking strangers in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, some of the oldest and wisest people in the world, about their biggest mistakes and their advice for someone of your age. How old are you?
96.
96?
Yeah,
Seriously?
positively.
Are you actually 96?
I promise you I'm 96.
Wow. Okay.
I think I'm 93, maybe it's 95, but I'm not sure.
Somewhere around there.
I just turned 75.
What does it feel like to be 75?
Honestly, I have not processed it yet, because I'm fit, play tennis 4 times a week, and I'm really lucky health-wise.
Each morning I go to the swimming pool before I go to work. I read, I walk, I bicycle. This is passion. And
So this one is 68 years old. I mean, he's older, of course, but, not 80 or 90, 68
when
still.
you love doing something, it doesn't need effort to do it.
I have a wonderful husband, a lot of friends. I can still do a lot of things. I had to give up a lot of things too. But
I think that's the hard part of when you have to give up certain things because of your age.
Where do you think people go wrong? I say a lot of people who are 75, just from our experience, they don't feel the way you feel.
I don't know if it's so much they go wrong, but I
feel like to see you describe one sees the end coming. What does that feel like?
I'm expecting my first great-granddaughter in January. I'd like to see her. I will die with a smile on my face, but regret that I'm missing so much. But also I feel the world is going to hell, so I feel...
It's a good time.
No, I feel bad for my children. It's not,
What do you think makes a great life, in your opinion?
What makes a meaningful life is to have good relationships with all kinds of people, be able to talk to people from all kinds of generations. You notice I haven't said anything about children because I don't have any children.
Was that your choice?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you regret that?
No.
Did you ever regret it?
I did regret it, of course. I did feel that it's something that I should perhaps have done, but I wasn't cut out for it.
When you think back on your life,
It is so interesting because you will hear this a lot. People, I don't have any kids. I don't want any kids. I don't have any kids. And then you will see people that are like older and they will say, I don't regret it one bit. But notice a couple things. The first one, she's the one that brings up.
Talk to people from all kinds of generations. You notice I haven't said anything about children because I don't have any children.
So she's the one that says, you notice I haven't said anything about children because I don't have any, right? She's the one that brings it up. And of course, when the question, especially given the topics that we're addressing here, like at your age, the wisdom you can share is, do you regret it? And she says, of course, no, not at all.
Was that your choice?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you regret that?
No.
Did you?
No, but...
You ever regret it?
I did regret it, of course. I did feel that it's...
So I did regret it, of course. Like, obviously, I regret not having children. I think this is something very, very common these days. I think this is something that the establishment, the elite, whatever you want to call the people that are running the world, basically with the social engineering messages that you're constantly bombarded with, what you see on TV, media. It costs $500,000 to have a child. And the first reaction, I don't have $500,000. I can barely survive now. How am I going to have a kid? And at the same time, you realize, well, lots of people have had lots of kids in the past, and they didn't pay millions of dollars for each. Hell, people have kids these days, they're not paying that, But it's all about conditioning. It's all about scaring people. Oh, I can't possibly afford having a kid. And I get it. It is true that it keeps getting more and more expensive, like everything else. But also watching all of these videos, it is the one people don't say, I wish I had made more money. I wish I had spent another hour in the office. I wish I had dedicated more time to my company. Oh, sometimes people will say, I wish I had finished my career, go back, study more. Those things you do here. People like, no, I wish I had made more of an effort and maybe achieved more things. But the thing you definitely hear the most is spending time with family, not fighting as much. Those are the things that I believe are some of the wisest pieces of advice from some of these older people.
Something that I should perhaps have done, but I wasn't cut out for it.
When you think back on your life, what's a big mistake that you made or a big regret that you had at the time that taught you a very valuable lesson?
My haste to get married. Yeah, that would probably be it. So my marriage didn't work out, and I was in a very good place professionally, gave everything up because I felt that the clock was ticking. And it backfired, really.
So and this is of course, life basically and things, because she says, my haste in marrying. So she's saying, like, don't marry quickly, and I get it, because she says she had her marriage failed.
I felt that the clock was ticking. To get married. Yeah, that would probably be it. So my marriage didn't work out, and I was in a very good place professionally, gave everything up because
So she gave up her professional career. She was in a good place, and then she married, and she was not in a good place. I don't think it's so much how quickly she married, even though that's what she says, her haste in marrying. I think the big mistake is who you marry. Because if there's one thing you see from all of these older gentlemen is, well, let me show you.
Looked after me when I was 22, she was 21. And we had all our kids by the time we were 30. Been a very happy marriage, and she's looked after me.
She's still around?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And she's in great shape. She looked after me when I was early 20s. I weighed like 240 pounds. And she got me eating correctly and exercising. And
you see a lot of these people, that they miss their husbands, they miss their wives. There was a video from this same channel I was just watching. The man started crying a little bit, because he lost his wife. An older gentleman that had lost his wife in the past year, and his mother as well. And the joy that he had was his wife, And I think what she was saying, the woman, what she was saying before about her haste in marrying, it's more about that is, who is it that you married rather than how quickly you met. Look, my grandmother, she has passed now. She lived over 100 years of age. I loved my grandmother, still do. And she lived over 100 years old, and she married probably in a haste. There's a little bit of. They were like, she married my grandfather after dating for 6-7 months, and they spent an entire life together, right? And she loved him, even years. He passed. So my grandmother lived to be 100 years old. My grandfather, he died in his 70s. And she always talked about him. She always missed him because, well, my grandfather was a great guy. He was funny. He was always very, lovable. And he had this he really loved my grandmother. And he was like constantly all over her. He was like a little bit like me, sometimes a little bit too frisky, and a little bit touchy, and you stop it, that sort of thing. But you could tell, and then when he passed, you could tell that he was very much missed every single day by my grandmother. So I don't think it's so much about how quickly you marry someone or not. I think it's more about who you married. That's maybe the more the regret you had. So guys, that's all I have for you now. I guess it revolves mostly around those regrets about arguing. Especially those that have lost their loved ones. Those that have lost there's an older woman here that says basically the same thing. If she had her husband back, she wouldn't argue about silly things anymore like she apparently used to do. Appreciate every moment you have more. So I guess it revolves around those things, and usually it's the connections, the family, the social life that you have. Enjoying life and doing everything, and a gentleman was talking about daring to do more, trusting your gut instinct more instead of simply being someone more obedient and having more courage in general. That's something you see some of these people mention, and usually revolves around that. I don't know about I'm pretty sure from everything I've seen, usually they're not having kids. It is one of those things that people very clearly regret. I can tell you that it's one of the things I've seen in my life. I've seen older people, and not even that old, people in their 50-something, early 60s, and the same people years later. I've seen people cry, down pretty bad with regret, and clearly having a major regret in either not daring or just not having the family they wish they had. And there's always going to be some reason, and that's, you can never get into each one's personal life. That's entirely up to you what you do or what you don't do. There's some very people that have achieved a lot, even famous people that are intellectuals, and at their age, I wish I had grandkids now, like my colleagues. I wish I had like a bigger family. I think that's one of the things people regret the most, or not. But even when they say they don't, when you ask, you never regret it, like the woman. At times. So it's one of those things, folks. That's what I have for you now. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Have a good one.